Imagine a battlefield where even the most advanced radar becomes useless, where mysterious figures can vanish from sight in an instant. This is no longer the magic of Hollywood, but a reality slowly taking shape in the age of technology 4.0. Shrouded in the secrecy of classified military projects, China has stunned the world with a claim once thought impossible: the power of true invisibility. At Zhejiang University, a team of scientists has developed Chimera metamaterial, a substance capable of bending light itself, making objects dissolve seamlessly into their surroundings. But behind this veil of science lies a bigger question. Is it merely a show of power, or a breakthrough that could redefine modern warfare? Join us as we uncover the secrets behind the invisibility technology that has the entire world on edge. The idea of invisibility technology in the military isn't new. Since the 1970s, world powers have been exploring ways to make objects harder to detect by radar and electronic surveillance systems. Rather than relying on optical illusions, scientists focused on developing radar-absorbing materials and designing multi-angled surfaces to reduce reflection and scatter signals, making it much harder for radar to pinpoint targets. As a result, stealth quickly became a cornerstone of modern defense strategy. However, this technology still has its limits. Even though radar reflections can be greatly reduced, residual signals still exist, meaning objects can still be detected by multi-frequency radar or next-generation infrared sensors. After the impressive debut of the F-117 Nighthawk during the Gulf War in 1991, China realized that stealth wasn't just a technical achievement, it was a weapon capable of reshaping modern warfare. It wasn't until 2024 that rumors of China's invisibility cloak began to spread widely. Research teams from Zhejiang University, Jilin University, and Tsinghua University joined forces to develop Chimera metamaterial, a self-adaptive camouflage material capable of adjusting its color, regulating surface temperature, and altering light reflection in real time, all inspired by the transformative abilities found in nature. Early camouflage technologies in China were once expected to help soldiers completely hide from the enemy. However, in practice, they only worked effectively under stable lighting and simple terrain conditions. When the environment changed, light shifting direction, humidity rising, or temperature fluctuating, the old coatings reflected the wrong colors, creating visible shadows and outlines, much like a dry patch of grass standing out in a wet field. As a result, while the human eye could be fooled, radar and infrared cameras could still easily detect the target. These limitations led Chinese scientists to realize that camouflage couldn't just be a layer of paint tricking the eye, it had to become an intelligent material sophisticated enough to manipulate light itself, allowing an object to blend seamlessly into its surroundings as if it never existed. From that realization, research into developing Chimera, the advanced metamaterial forming the foundation of a new era of invisibility technology, officially began. From there, a revolutionary project was born. They called it Chimera metamaterial, inspired by the hybrid creature from Greek mythology, a symbol of harmony between human ingenuity and the laws of nature. Unlike traditional camouflage coatings, Chimera can replicate the sophisticated concealment mechanisms of chameleons, glass frogs, and bearded dragons, masters of optical adaptation capable of manipulating light and color to blend seamlessly with their surroundings. Instead of reflecting light like ordinary opaque surfaces, this material controls the direction of wave scattering, weakening signal reflections and making it difficult for radar, sensors, or even the human eye to detect the object. When activated, the object doesn't completely disappear. It melts into the environment, making it nearly impossible for observers to distinguish the boundary between reality and illusion. This marks a groundbreaking leap forward, giving humans the ability to manipulate light and electromagnetic signals and bringing invisibility technology closer than ever to becoming a reality. Chimera metamaterial was introduced as a material capable of automatically adjusting its light spectrum and surface temperature, functioning effectively both in the air and underwater, a major milestone in the field of multi-environment camouflage. This technology is specifically designed for special operations units that operate across environments with contrasting optical and thermal conditions, such as amphibious, airborne, and marine task forces. In internal tests, a layer of Chimera material was applied to prototype drones, which were then operated across 3 environments: air, land, and water. The measurements showed that the material maintained up to 95% invisibility performance under laboratory conditions, thanks to its ability to actively regulate light reflection, radar wave scattering, and thermal radiation. Although still in the experimental stage, the aeroamphibious technology has opened the door to a new generation of stealth equipment capable of adapting across multiple environments, supporting reconnaissance, rescue, and special operations without triggering enemy detection systems. Shortly after Zhejiang University announced its results on the Chimera metamaterial, the news spread rapidly across Chinese social media platforms. Countless posts and videos began circulating, claiming that the People's Liberation Army had secretly equipped its soldiers with thousands of invisibility suits. Some clips even appeared to show soldiers vanishing right before the viewers' eyes, fueling even more public excitement and speculation. However, media and technology experts were quick to warn that many of these videos showed clear signs of post-production editing or visual effects. So far, there has been no independent experimental evidence confirming that this technology has actually been applied to humans. In reality, integrating Chimera into military uniforms is far more complex than coding an unmanned drone. The ultra-thin metasurface layer of Chimera is composed of millions of nanoscale units that are extremely sensitive to environmental conditions, requiring precise maintenance and stability. Meanwhile, combat uniforms must ensure flexibility, durability, breathability, and ease of repair in the field. This makes the idea of mass-producing a practical invisibility suit for the military, at least for now, a bold dream rather than an achievable reality. While the public continues to debate the authenticity of the Chimera project, on the other side of the world, another approach to invisibility quietly emerged. Before China unveiled its adaptive camouflage technology, the British company Invisibility Shield Co. had already introduced the world's first commercially available invisibility shield in 2022. Standing about 6 feet tall and capable of standing upright on its own, it was considered the first large-scale invisibility product ever sold to the public. Surprisingly, the product even appeared on Amazon for under $100, sparking curiosity among tech enthusiasts and everyday consumers alike. Technically, the shield doesn't make objects completely disappear. It creates an optical illusion of invisibility by blurring and blending the light reflected from the object with the background light behind it. When observed closely, viewers can still notice a faint outline or soft shadow, but under the right lighting conditions, the disappearing effect becomes remarkably convincing. Thanks to its surface made up of hundreds of thousands of microscopic lenses, the light is scattered in multiple directions, producing a seamless color blend between the object and its surroundings. With its thin, lightweight, and flexible design, the technology has quickly found applications in photography, performance art, and interactive games, marking the first real step in bringing the concept of invisibility out of the lab and into everyday life. After the UK's Invisibility Shield, Mercedes-Benz drew global attention with an equally impressive technological showcase. In 2012, the German automaker launched a promotional campaign for its F-Cell electric vehicle, creating the illusion that the car had completely vanished into its surroundings. Instead of using special materials or complex lenses, the engineering team opted for a more visual approach, projecting the scenery behind the car onto its surface through a system of cameras and LED displays. The camera feed was transmitted in real time, so that anyone standing on the opposite side would see only the background projected onto the car, making it appear transparent. This effect was essentially a form of optical camouflage, similar to how a large screen can display the image from the other side. However, it only worked from a single viewing angle, and achieving true 360-degree invisibility would require hundreds of cameras and a real-time image processing system, which is nearly impossible under real driving conditions. Even so, the Mercedes demonstration remains a creative milestone, one of the earliest examples of commercial applications of invisibility-inspired technology, bridging the gap between visual illusion and engineering innovation. Mercedes' stunning demonstration sparked a question within the tech community. Could metamaterial technology like Chimera one day make an entire car truly invisible? In theory, the answer is yes. Metamaterials have the ability to bend light and manipulate wavelengths so that rays move around an object, preventing the observer from perceiving its presence. However, the biggest challenge lies in turning that theory into reality. To cover a large moving object traveling at over 100 meters per second, the required amount of material would be enormous, along with extremely high production costs and complex manufacturing processes. Ensuring stable invisibility under varying conditions of light, weather, and viewing angles remains a difficult task. Even if the technology becomes practical, legal, and safety concerns would pose major barriers. A vehicle that blends perfectly into its surroundings could be dangerously invisible to pedestrians, other drivers, and even autonomous sensors, all of which rely on visual or radar cues to react. Additionally, such invisibility could be exploited for malicious purposes, complicating law enforcement and public safety. Today, metamaterials are proving their practical value in the modern automotive industry. Instead of focusing on making objects disappear, researchers are developing real-world applications, reducing radar reflections, improving battery efficiency, and enhancing visibility for self-driving vehicles. In short, invisibility was only the beginning. The true future of metamaterials lies in their ability to help humanity control light, making transportation not just more advanced, but also safer and smarter. Any technology powerful enough to change the world always has two sides. When humans learn to control light, they also learn how to hide their own presence. That's when invisibility leaves the lab and becomes a question of ethics and global security. In defense and intelligence, an invisibility cloak could redefine modern warfare. If advanced enough to evade radar, heat sensors, and optical cameras, it could allow secret infiltration, intelligence gathering, and covert missions beyond detection. Such potential would force nations to revise military treaties and develop new monitoring systems using ultraviolet and infrared detection. Once invisibility becomes a strategic advantage, a new technological arms race is inevitable. In civilian life, the threat is equally real. A tool designed for research could turn into a means of invading privacy or evading law enforcement. Imagine someone appearing silently in private spaces, recording everything unseen. If surveillance cameras failed to detect movement, society would live under constant unease, being watched without knowing by whom. In the end, invisibility is not just a scientific achievement, but a test of humanity's limits and its responsibility for the power it creates. Amid the global wave of invisibility research, the Canadian company Hyperstealth Biotechnology announced new breakthroughs in designing invisibility uniforms and developing camouflage technology for more than 3,000 military vehicles and aircraft. Their system, called Quantum Stealth, is considered a major leap forward, one that could completely redefine the concept of concealment in modern warfare. Unlike typical metamaterials that only manipulate light, quantum stealth is engineered to control infrared and thermal radiation, making it invisible not only to the human eye, but also to detection systems. If a pilot were forced to eject over enemy territory, the fabric could hide them from view, radar, and thermal sensors until rescue teams arrive safely. Hyperstealth's ambitions, however, go beyond the battlefield. The same technology is being adapted for civilian applications, from filmmaking and augmented reality to vehicles capable of intelligent camouflage. This could allow movies to create invisibility effects without CGI, or video games to deliver hyper-realistic experiences where players feel completely immersed in virtual worlds. If this trend continues, invisibility will no longer be a military privilege, but a creative tool shaping how humans experience reality in the future. Invisibility technology is approaching a turning point for humanity. From light-reflecting shields to Chimera materials capable of bending radar waves and thermal radiation, this marks a true leap in science, pushing the boundaries of autonomous technology and transforming how we experience the world through films and games. Yet behind that progress lies the risk of losing control, as the very technology that enables invisibility could also cause us to lose control of ourselves. What about you? Which future would you support for invisibility technology? Rescue missions, national defense, or art and creativity? Share your thoughts in the comments and subscribe to the channel to join us in uncovering the next chapter.